What's up guys? Steve Ross here, starting strength coach and head coach here at Brussels Barbell. One of the first changes we make in the novice linear progression is a light squat day on the Wednesday. Today, we'll go over one of my favorites, the box squat. As our lifters continue to get stronger, one of the first changes we make to the program is to insert a light squat day on the Wednesday or the middle of the week. Now the reason for this is because the stress of the squat becomes too heavy to continue to add weight every day that they train. So this inserted light day on the Wednesday can be a box squat, pause squat, a regular squat, a pin squat, tempo squat, something like this. Today we're going to go over the box squat, how to use it correctly, and how it can be a valuable addition to your program. So the purpose of the box squat is actually to remove the stretch reflex bounce out of the bottom. Because we have to come to a dead stop, we don't get that same kick out of the bottom that we typically get when we squat. Now, I want to preface this by saying, if you don't already know how to squat properly, don't throw a box squat in there for variety. Learn how to squat first, add it for a reason afterwards. We want the box squat to look as much like the parent movement as we can so that we can benefit from it. So 3 common mistakes that we see when watching a box squat is people either bounce off the bottom or try to bounce off the bottom. They'll sit down hard, lose tension, or thirdly, sit, rock back vertical, rock back forward, and then come up. So in order, it looks like this. First one is that kind of touch and go semi-bounce. We're gonna take a big breath, people will come down, and they'll kind of bounce out of the bottom. No good. Second thing is just to sit down hard and just lose tension and sit here and then try to generate back up from zero. The last one we see is coming down hard, sitting, rocking back, coming back forward, and then trying to come back up. Now, what it should look like is as close to my squat as I can get it. In practice, big breath, 2 steps, take my air, stay bent over, tight, drive. Big breath, keep the knees back, load the hamstrings, tight, drive. Again, sit, maintain my angle, drive, put it away. So now we know how to box squat correctly, there's actually other reasons why we can use this instead of only for a light day. There are some issues that we can correct by using this exercise that'll help most lifters get around sticky points. The first and most obvious one is depth. If people have a hard time hitting depth at the bottom of the squat, setting a box at the appropriate depth, which is for us, crease the hip below the top of the patella, allows us to really hit that depth every time so it becomes consistent and ingrained in the lifter. Second issue we can address with the box squat is for lifters who tend to dive bomb or bottom out at the bottom. And what I mean by this is people who come down too fast in the bottom, kind of crash into depth and lose that tension, usually because the knees slide forward and they try to rebound back out of it. This allows them to stay tight to the bottom, stay leaned over and in the hips, out of the knees, hit the depth without crashing in, and then using the hips to drive right back up out of the bottom. Now the last thing it can address is some cranky old knees or lifters who have some patellar tendonitis. Now I played professional basketball for a number of years, and by the end of it, I could feel my knees. And certainly sometimes when I squat, if I have a little bit of slide at the bottom, I feel it the next day. The box squat allows us to really reach the hips back and stay out of the knees by keeping the hamstrings long, leaning over more and keeping the knees back. This allows us to really stay loaded in the hips, keeps the knees neutral, and allows us to squat pain-free around some of these issues that we have. Older lifters as well, who just don't need to have a ton of weight on their back, can also benefit from this because they get the same range of motion, the same movement pattern, and allows them to do a bunch of work without beating up their knees. We hope this helps. The box squat is a fantastic addition to the light day squat and can solve a host of problems as you're going through your NLP. If you'd like to learn how the barbell can transform your body and literally change your life, there's no better place to be than right here with us at Brussels Barbell. Strength matters. Find yours with us.